Cosmic Genesis Chronicle Chapter 3, First Experience with Mystical Martial Arts. Kalen closed his eyes. His mind was in chaos. Fantasy energy, magical energy. It sounds like tying the second kick and the sky monkey together and then expecting it to fly into the sky. It's simply nonsense. But he has no other way now, just be a living person. He focused on his mind and tried to recall everything he had experienced in the cracks before. It felt like swallowing a big mouthful of iced Coke, and then filling another bowl of hot spicy hot pot, and my whole body was about to explode. ICOC, help me monitor various physical indicators. If there is an abnormality, I will immediately issue an alarm. Kalen instructed. The monitoring has been activated. Good luck, Kalen. Xioxing's voice sounded a little serious. Kalen took a deep breath and began to try to mobilize the two energy in his body. He first found that fantasy energy, which was a kind of explosive power, as if it contained endless destructive power. It rushes through his meridians, like a wild horse that is out of control, at all. Damn it! This thing is too violent. Kalen almost spit out his old blood. This is not energy, it is simply a time bomb. He quickly focused his energy and tried to calm the violent energy. He imagined himself as a trainer, holding a rein in an attempt to tame the wild horse. But that fantasy energy doesn't take his tricks at all, and still does what he wants and rushes around. It seems that it's so hard, so I can only be soft. Kalen's heart moved and began to try to use his consciousness to guide that energy. He imagined himself as a river, and that fantasy energy was the water flow. He wanted to guide the water flow and let it flow according to his own wishes. This method is indeed effective. The collision of fantasy energy gradually weakens and I begin to slowly accept Kalen's guidance. But just as Kalen breathed a sigh of relief, another energy appeared. That is magical energy, a power full of mystery and grace. It was like a noble princess, slowly entering Kalen's body. Unlike the violent fantasy energy, the magic energy appears very gentle. It gently caresses Kalen's meridians, like a mother caring for her child. I'll go. The personalities of these two energies are too extreme. One looks like a barbarian and the other looks like a little male disciple. How can we merge this? Kalen felt that he was about to collapse. It was even harder than coaxing his girlfriend. But he didn't give up. He knew he had to find a way to fuse the two energies, otherwise he would not be able to rescue Princess Seraphina Lyra at all. He began to try to direct the two energies together. He carefully controlled the fantasy energy so that it would not be too violent, and at the same time gently guided the magic energy so that it would not be too weak. The two energies met in his meridians. At that moment, Kalen felt his body explode. The two energies are like mortal enemies that are incompatible with water and fire, and fierce conflicts break out as soon as they meet. Damn it! I'm going to die, I'm going to die! Kalen shouted wildly in his heart. He felt like a little brother sandwiched between two big bosses, and he could be torn to pieces at any time. Just when he was about to despair, he suddenly remembered what His Highness Seraphina Lyra had said before: fusing energy may create miracles. Miracle? Yes. I want to create a miracle. Kalen's heart moved, and he began to imagine that he was that miracle. He wanted to use his will to merge these two energies together. He focused his mind and fully integrated his consciousness into both energies. He is no longer a bystander, but becomes a part of the energy. He felt the tyranny of fantasy energy and the tenderness of magic energy. He tried to understand them, communicate them, let them accept and merge with each other. I don't know how long it took, but Kalen suddenly felt a wonderful change. The two energies no longer repel each other, but began to merge slowly. They are like two different colors that blend in Kalen's body, eventually forming a completely new color. It was a color full of power and mystery. It has both the craziness of fantasy energy and the tenderness of magic energy. It is a brand new energy, an energy belonging to Kalen Thorne. I succeeded. Kalen slowly opened his eyes flashing with excitement. Scan result, energy fusion succeeds. All physical indicators are normal. Congratulations, Kalen, you created a miracle. Xiaoxing's voice was filled with joy. Kalen felt the new energy in his body. He felt that he was full of power. He believed that he would definitely save Princess Seraphina Lyra. He jumped off the top of Stardust, then slowly stretched out his right hand towards the crystal cage. Princess Seraphina Lyra, please believe me, I will definitely save you, Kalen said. He concentrated on his mind and injected the new energy in his body into his right hand. A strange light began to flash on his palm, which was the light after the fusion of fantasy energy and magic energy. He slowly put his palm on the crystal cage. Break it for me. Kalen roared and burst out all the energy in his body. At that moment, the entire underground cave vibrated. Cracks began to appear on the crystal cage, and the cracks became larger and larger and denser, and finally, click. A crisp sound of shattering sound came out, and the crystal cage completely shattered. Countless crystal fragments fell like raindrops, smashing small holes on the ground. Princess Seraphina Lyra finally regained her freedom. She slowly walked out of the crystal cage, with an expression of excitement and gratitude on her face. You really saved me, she said in a trembling voice. Of course. I, Kalen Thorne, do what I say. Kalen grinned, revealing a sunny smile. How is it, Your Highness, how do you feel now? Seraphina Lyra took a deep breath and felt the long-lost freedom. She closed her eyes, and a look of intoxication appeared on her face. I haven't felt such a wonderful air for hundreds of years, she said slowly. Kalen Thorne, I, Seraphina Lyra, owe you a favor. As long as I can do it, I will repay you. I'm not going to repay anything. I just want to know what we should do next. Kalen said. You have been trapped here for hundreds of years, and the outside world has changed long ago, right? How should we leave here? How should we fight against the evil god called Omega? Seraphina Lyra showed a solemn expression on her face. Yes, the outside world has changed drastically. And Omega's power is stronger than I remember. To fight it, we must find more allies and gain more power. Ally? More powerful. Kalen touched his chin, feeling the burden on his shoulders getting heavier and heavier. Well, Your Highness, since I have already boarded the pirate ship, I can only follow you to the dark. Tell me, what should we do next? Seraphina Lyra nodded, a glimmer of firmness flashing in her eyes. First of all, we're leaving here. I know a secret passage to the outside world, from where we can leave the ruins of Khalsa. Secret passage? Okay. Then lead the way. Kalen said. Seraphina Lyra did not speak, but turned slowly and walked towards the depths of the cave. Kalen followed her tightly, feeling full of anticipation and uneasiness. He knew that the road ahead would be more difficult and more dangerous. But he did not retreat because he knew that he was shouldering the heavy responsibility of saving the universe. And his adventure has just begun.
Let's stop reading the novel here. See you in the next chapter. Please follow us.